Let's talk about India and Pakistan. India launching a military operation targeting what it calls terrorist infrastructure inside Pakistan, and Pakistan administered Kashmir. India and Pakistan have been exchanging a barrage of fire across the line of control. So we've seen this major military escalation, and a lot of people are worried about where this could all go because India and Pakistan are both nuclear armed powers. Why is all this happening now? Well, it's linked to an attack in Kashmir back in April. Remember, Kashmir is a disputed territory. India and Pakistan both administer parts of it, which are separated by what's called the line of control, but both countries claim all of Kashmir. The attack in April happened in a place called Pahalgam, which is really popular with Indian tourists. Gunmen came out of a forest and shot and killed 26 people. The terrorist attack that triggered this crisis was particularly brutal and particularly egregious in the sense that it targeted civilians who were identified based on their religion. And it really hit hard across India, and the level of anger was especially strong. So here's where you need to know a bit more about Kashmir and its history. India and Pakistan have basically been fighting over this territory ever since the partition of India, when Pakistan was created as a separate country. They fought a war over it in 1947, and that ended with a ceasefire and a division of the territory. Now, on the Indian side, there's been long-running opposition to Indian control. Many Kashmiris say their rights are being trampled on by the Indian government and they want more autonomy. Some want independence, and over the years, armed groups have been fighting against what they say is an occupation. India has often accused Pakistan of supporting these groups, and that's what happened after the Pahalgam attack. India said the gunmen were linked to Pakistan, and 2 weeks later it launched the missile strikes as a response. India exercised its right to respond and preempt as well as deter more such cross-border attacks. India says it hit 9 sites in both Pakistan-administered Kashmir and in Pakistan's Punjab province. They say that these targets were chosen based on credible intelligence inputs, and that these were terror camps where attacks against India had been planned and directed from. Now, Pakistan has denied having anything to do with the Pahalgam attack. It says India's missile strikes killed at least 31 civilians and injured dozens. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said the strikes were unprovoked, cowardly, and an unlawful act of war. Both sides have also exchanged fire across the line of control. Pakistani fire killed at least 13 civilians in Indian-administered Kashmir, according to Indian officials. Meanwhile, Pakistan has vowed an even bigger response at a time, place, and means of our own choice. Now, some of the details of what's happened so far are disputed or not very clear. For example, Pakistan has said it shot down 5 Indian Air Force jets, although India has given no official response to that. So, to some extent, you've also got a war of words going on, and there's a lot of rhetoric on both sides. The big question right now is what could come next. Much depends on how Pakistan will choose to react. A war, a heightened conflict and escalation is in the interests of neither of these 2 states, and also it's the people in the region, the Kashmiris, who are not being served by any of this.